Hey everyone, welcome to week 5 of the fellowship. I think by now, to be honest, you probably don't need my explanatory videos. But if you do, or if it is of any help at all, I'm just going to quickly walk through the week 5 content that is there for you. What is the idea for this week and how you can make the best out of this. I'm just going to be sharing screen. So for week 5, as you are familiar, you have already, by now, you have some understanding of what are smart contracts. You have worked on a couple of them, the crowdfunding platform, the calculator, which is a very basic one, and some setting up the campaign account, sending money on Solana, some of the front end work, some CLI work, and you have also understood how to create a small simple voting contract in Solana. I hope you have created that. And of course the NFT ecosystem, most of this is already existing with the Metaplex, etc. So probably not much of smart contract work here if you use Metaplex already. However, this week is going to be all about DeFi. So understanding a couple of things regarding tokens. So if you are new to the Web3 ecosystem, then I would say like this would be a great time to explore token economics, in general, how people envision using tokens in their project. Try to do some research around that. I think that would be really helpful coming at this point in time. And I hope that you have already decided what project you want to do for the fellowship by now. And if you have, then also this week is going to help you in terms of, I would say, spend some time building the token economics, thinking about the token economics for your project. In the 3 quests that you would have to do this week are actually slightly, I would say, higher, high level ones. For example, the first one, which is creating your personal Solana wallet, is actually, a lot of it is like in Go, and not so much about the smart contracts, but this is a way for you to understand how internally wallets work. I would also suggest to do some research before you start this quest. Do some research around how generally wallets work, how are existing popular wallets like MetaMask, etc., working, and what are the things that they follow behind, like what is the cryptographic element that is underlying for a wallet, how are the public private key pairs created and stuff like that. It could just be some fun reading, it doesn't have to be too heavy, but it would definitely help you get some context. And this entire quest is written basically in Go. So but you don't need to have like a Golang expertise to actually work on this quest. Just give it like a quick breeze through and try to just like implement the functionalities, and I think you should be good to go, right? As you can see, the main program is run in Go. So I would not focus so much on this quest, but rather I would suggest to focus on these two, which are create your personal cryptocurrency using JavaScript and create your own cryptocurrency using Solana programs that would be written in Rust. So I would suggest to start with the Rust program because this would be slightly high level. But as you do this, you kind of understand what is the significance of creating your cryptocurrency and how it is happening in Rust. And from what I can see, this is using Anchor, which is a framework that makes your basically Solana programming fairly easier. And this was one of the things I was going to suggest this week, is to explore Anchor a little bit, because your core Solana programs that you write, which I think some of it you may even find in the Solana program library, the SPL, many of the things are abstracted by Anchor. So in the Solana actual program, you may find like entry point function, you may find a process instruction, which is going within the entry point. So the structure of an actual smart contract compared to when you write it in Anchor, it is somewhat different. But On that note, I would also suggest to go through one smart contract, something like a hello world, that gives you the actual structure of how a particular smart contract in Solana will look like. And then I would suggest to do all for practical purposes. You can use Anchor if you feel comfortable with it. So here, go through a bit of Anchor documentation, understand what is happening, and then as you kind of work with this quest, you will be able to write your program, which is nothing but your smart contract, and be able to create your own token. Once you're done with that, on the Rust, on using Rust, you should then go to the JavaScript one. It's because the JavaScript one is probably something that you would use frequently if you are into the like token, if you have a project that is token heavy, or you feel more comfortable using JavaScript. But it is important to understand how it is actually happening at the backend. So that's what I will suggest, this order of doing things. The assignment for this week is fairly simple. You can just create a way, a contract. So create your own currency. You can use any one of these quests to do that, and you can create a contract for people to lock in the currency for a particular amount of time, and then whenever they withdraw, you can give them a, you can keep it very simple, like just give them 10% extra tokens just to begin with, and then you can add some more logic behind the price movement, etc. But obviously you're not going to list your currency right away, and you will not see a significant price movement, and those things happening at the back end. So you can make it very simple, write a small contract for people to lock in their money into your smart contract, and when they withdraw, you have to give them additional 10% from a pool. That's it. Make it very simple. The idea, rather, that I would like you to focus on this week is definitely explore the accounts model of Solana. It is something that will set the entire core for writing smart contracts in Solana, writing logic and deploying onto Solana. So definitely explore the accounts model, as well as explore Anchor and how it can make your life easier. Things like how you can transfer money from one account to another, right? This is something that you often do using smart contracts because they are agreements, right, which are triggered by some conditions. So yeah, definitely go through those some nuances and how those nuances can be implemented using Anchor. This is pretty much all I had. Like, as I said, I think we are at a point where you are already at a level where you are kind of self learning and understand what are the blockers that you are facing. And if you have already done a couple of the other quests, like building a calculator, building a crowdfunding platform, I would say that you have a fair understanding of how the Anchor based Rust programs would work on Solana. And if you still, regarding the accounts model, why I emphasize on that is because it is something that is completely different in the Solana ecosystem. So the more you work with the accounts model and the more you kind of research on that, the easier it would be for you to visualize how your smart contract, and as your smart contract logic gets more and more complicated, it would be easier for you to visualize how it would look like if you are familiar with how accounts work, right? So that's the whole idea. And next week we will be having a session by Madhavan, the CEO of Questbook. So he will be sharing his inputs, and some of these actually the problem statements have been given shared had been shared by him for the week 6. So he would definitely love to come and share his thoughts on the, so there's already a staking tutorial, but I would say, like, try not to do that, and maybe try to do this exercise first yourself, and then of course you can refer to it a little bit to understand how this can, because this is native staking, right? However, here you are going to create your own currency and try to lock it, etc. So just play, basically the idea is play around with the token that you have created. That's what I want you to do as an assignment for this particular week. Yeah, that's pretty much it this week. And best of luck, and I hope you've all started thinking about what kind of projects you want to implement, and feel free to share your ideas regarding your projects in the discussion group or something. I'm finally on the Discord server, so I'm happy to take a look and share my thoughts if you have anything interesting. Awesome. Best of luck, folks, and have a great week.